Okay, welcome home. I'm your anime manga mom. Thanks for coming. Today, I thought we would talk about rewatching shows. And let's see, I have been rewatching Naruto. I'm watching it in subtitles, so I get to practice my Japanese listening a little bit. Um, I need to practice a lot more. I need to actually learn a lot more Japanese so I can understand more of what is going on. I still have subtitles up, so I do wish that Crunchyroll would roll out the ability to watch with Japanese subtitles in the Japanese language, because they say that that's the number one way to learn a language by watching is to have it written in the language and listen to it so that you're fully immersed in it. If you listen with no subtitles, you will get a little bit of benefit. If you listen with English subtitles, you won't get much benefit at all. So, but they don't have that option yet, and I'm looking forward to if they decide to do that. Mostly it's because I'm between new animes. I have finished Toradora. I have picked, I guess, Assassination Classroom back up. I like to try and, if I'm between animes, if I finished one and I haven't started a new one, I will look for ones that I kind of fell off of and try and pick those back up. But oftentimes I dropped the anime because it just wasn't captivating my attention. Now sometimes it's not captivating my attention because I'm just not in the mood for it, like Assassination Classroom, cute show, really, really interesting, very heartfelt. It's got some funny parts, but it's just not aimed at my demographic. So, not that any of them really are aimed at my demographic, but I don't immerse myself in it as much as I do with other shows. Like I'm rewatching Naruto, and the original Naruto, not Shippuden yet. I don't know if I'm gonna go to Shippuden. I probably will at some point, but it's not gonna be my number one goal is to get through all of Naruto. It's just something that I'm watching as a refresher. But oftentimes we rewatch animes because we need that comfort, kind of like scrolling through TikTok gives you a dopamine hit, watching a comfort anime, watching something that you've already seen, also brings a lot of benefits, and it's anti-anxiety. If you're sitting there going, man, I don't have an anime to watch, what should I watch? I can either pick something totally new at random, maybe even given recommendations, or I can watch something I know I enjoy. And if you're feeling a little more stressed than usual, then going with something that you know you'll enjoy might be just the best thing, We have our favorite meals. I mean, you wouldn't say, oh, I already ate steak and potatoes last week. I'm not going to have that anymore. That just doesn't happen. I mean, most people, they go to McDonald's, they get a number, whatever their favorite number is, I typically will, what do I get? I don't know. I'm random. I like to, whatever I'm in the mood for. So, but you have your favorite orders at your restaurant. You have your favorite restaurants to go to. You have your favorite outfit. Why not have a favorite anime? Why not have a favorite show? Why not watch something that you watched as a child that might bring back those memories and feelings? Because your feelings, the same feelings that you had when you watched the show the original time, will come back up because you're remembering it. You're putting yourself back in that spot, It's kind of like smelling a familiar smell. It will immediately transport you back to that space. So, yeah, it's good to watch new animes. And I would like to watch, maybe not all of the animes that have ever occurred, but I would definitely like to get to where I've got the standbys down. I've got the new hotness. I've watched Chainsaw Man. I think that was the newest one that I watched, or maybe Spy Family. Those are cute. Chainsaw Man. It's I watch it and it gives me it frustrates me, and I really, really want to feed Denji. I want him to come over. I want to feed him, but that's the mom in me. I just want to take care of the poor boy. But it's very interesting and very well drawn. I'm impressed with the animation, the fight sequences. Another thing that's very important to me is music. I love music. I love sound, editing and all that stuff. So, and the way that they have a different ending song every time, it's phenomenal. It's so amazing. I always like to watch the intro or outro song one time through, watch the animation, whatever stylizing they have, and, listen to it, give it a good once through. And if I like it, I might listen to it every time it comes on, or I might just be binging the show and be like, let's get to the meat and potatoes. But with having a new outro every single time, then you're really glued to it. You have to really pay attention. So sometimes I really think that these should get much more awards and much more buzz, but I'm not the one in charge. So right now I'm between animes. I'm rewatching Naruto. Every time I get a little too stressed out at work or at home or wherever, I feel the urge to rewatch Fruits Basket. And something else that I was researching kind of reminded me of Fruits Basket, so I've started it again, but it's just in the background. It's something that I play in the background while I'm doing other things, and it it makes me cry. It does, because there's just so much tragedy in that show, and so many feelings that are stepped on, and I feel empathetic towards the characters, and crying is actually cathartic, because you release stress hormones when you cry. So if you're stressed out and you need a release, then watch something that will make you bawl. In my family's, if I'm talking to my daughter, I'll say, oh, it was the polar bears, because of those old commercials where the ice caps are melting and polar bears are gonna go extinct and everything, and it's just so touching, and your eyes just fill up with tears. You're like, no, I'm not crying, it was polar bears. So anyway, so if I ever say it was polar bears, then it's gonna make me cry. But I have a lot of animes that are actually on my watch list. I want to see Dr. Stone. I want to see Tokyo Revengers. I don't know if I'll like any of these, or if there'll be something that doesn't really suit me. I've started Fire Force, but I wasn't in the mood for something that's shonen-y. I've started Black Clover, mostly because I saw Toya wearing a Black Clover shirt in My Hero Academia, and I wondered if it was a reference, and so I thought, if I watch Black Clover, then I'll get the reference. But it was just, I wasn't in the mood for it at the time. I'll go back and watch it again. I've heard good things about it, but it just wasn't what I wanted at the moment. So I tend to like a little darker things, like Tokyo Ghoul or Attack on Titan or something like that. I love Fruits Basket. I love My Hero Academia. So if you have any recommendations, I would be happy to hear them. There are a few that I want to watch that I do not want my son to watch, like Berserker or Food Wars or something like that I think he's just not quite at the age where that would be acceptable. But I don't know. I might not like them either. I might love them. You never know. But that's my thing, is if you're feeling stressed, and you want something to, you know, de-anxiety you, then watching an old favorite is a great idea. I know when I grew up, we had just network TV. We didn't have cable. And even if you did have cable, there were only so many channels. There was like maybe, 30 channels? And most of them weren't any good. So you tended to watch the one channel over and over and over again. And then you would have reruns, and you would watch the reruns, because what else are you going to do? Go outside and play? I mean, I was not very athletic, so going outside to play I thought it was a punishment. I would much rather stay in and read or color or play Barbies or watch TV, something like that. If I did go out and play, I would probably make mud pancakes on the slide or something like that. But maybe ride my bike down the street. But you tended to watch the same things over and over. And on the weekends, we would go down to Blockbuster. Everybody would pick out their show. My parents would pick probably a new release. And then they would let us kids go to the kids section, and we could pick out our own movie. I rented The Last Unicorn like so many times that my dad told me no Last Unicorn. And now I own it. So, but we would rent a movie, and then we would have 3 days before we had to bring it back. And so what would you do? You would watch it as many times as possible. And then you would go on and you would quote that movie until the end of time. Now, everything's streamed. Everything is instant gratification. And so if I watch a movie, I watch it once. And then I want to watch something new. I don't want to watch it again. Unless it's a favorite. If it's a favorite, then you will just watch it however many times that you want to. I know some of my husband's favorites are, he loves anything that is based on a true story. So he likes those kind of movies. And those are good. A lot of times they depress me because they don't have as happy ending as I want them to have. And yes, I'm a sucker for happy endings. I like pop fluff music. I like feel good stuff. Life is stressful enough. But I also like dark stuff too. Everybody has facets to themselves. So it's okay. It's okay to have, your hardcore stuff and your light and fluffy stuff. It doesn't take away from that other part of you. So, but yeah, go ahead and rewatch shows, and if you have any, please give me a recommendation. I would love to hear from you. Say something in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and bye.